Welcome to the CURES digital show and podcast, where we explore the cutting edge of wellness for your mind, body, and spirit. I'm Kara Sunderland. Today's episode is sponsored by the Center for Advanced Reproductive Services. So as we head into fall, it is a great time to reset your health, both mentally and physically. So I'm going to be taking part in the Autumn Mediterranean Detox program. It's offered online by Dr. Artemis Morris at the Artemis Wellness Center right in Milford, Connecticut, but she treats people via telemedicine throughout the country and actually the world. So Dr. Artemis Morris is here with us now to tell us all about it. Welcome, doctor.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, Kara. So glad you're joining us.
Yeah. You know, I've done this before and I do think it's valuable. But let me ask, why should we detox?
That's a great question. And it is actually one of the most important things you can do to reduce your risk of chronic diseases, because we're exposed to conservatively over 80,000 chemicals a day. And about 9,000 of those end up in our food system. So it's important to help our body to work its best. And toxins affect metabolism. So this relates to your risk of diabetes. It affects your risk of cancer. It affects your ability to lose weight. It affects your hormones through something called endocrine disruptors, which is basically a lot of things that are found in food and in our environment that derails our hormones. And it really is a major factor on energy. So I know one of the things that I notice when my energy's down, there's a lot of factors to consider, but toxins are one of them. So that's why it's important to detox. And we do it seasonally. So that's what's recommended, at least seasonally.
Okay, so every time this season changes, you do this. Now, people are going to be motivated by maybe the exterior factors first, like losing weight, or even younger people struggling with acne or skin rashes. I mean, I know one of the things you do is you have us take a questionnaire of how toxic you are. And some of those questions are things like that. Are you breaking out? Are you having rashes? All these things. So what are we going to notice?
So there are a lot of things that you may notice, and everyone's different, but some of the testimonials and things that our patients are noticing is reduction of pain. Skin can improve. We're seeing cholesterol levels drop by over 100 points. And to the extent that people don't need to go on medication, that we're supposed to go on medication because their numbers were so high. Blood pressure reducing. And we also have a number of patients with autoimmune disorders like MS or rheumatoid arthritis that do the program, that report that their pain symptoms go down, they lose weight, their skin improves, hormone changes for the better. So there are a lot of positive things that you can notice on the detox. Even allergies. Allergies are a hyper immunity. Basically, our immune system kind of go on hyper. And so what the detox does, it combines the best of the Mediterranean diet with the detox and anti-inflammatory detox diet. So it can also help your immune system and allergy symptoms.
So we got the why. Now here's the what. People will when I say I'm doing this, my co-host Scott, other people, no, I don't have time, or no, I've got this, or no, I've got that. It's not like you're not going to eat, right? This is designed to be doable. So talk to us about what we will do.
Right. So it's a pretty simple and streamlined program, and you have a lot of support. I have an amazing functional nutrition moderator, Ileana, that's helping us online as well. So the program is 8 days. So just 8 days can change your life. And this type of program, we are seeing some really amazing life-changing things happen. So it's very simple. It involves eating the way of the Mediterranean diet. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's sugar-free, and it's also, we remove a lot of the toxins found in food. So that's the artificial colors or the artificial flavors. A lot of times people have cravings, and one of the things that is reported consistently in this program is a lot of people doing it lose their sugar cravings. And that is so valuable for healthy eating habits. And one of the reasons why that happens is that the toxins, the sucralose, the artificial sweeteners are found in food make us actually crave more. So, just by cutting out the additives, the preservatives, the junk food, you can actually get your control back on what you're eating.
But you're not,
The other thing is,
I was going to say, you're not starving, right? You get to eat food. You prefer that the vegetables be organic. We can even have some eggs in moderation, I think, maybe some fish. I mean, we can have things. It's not like we're only going to have shakes.
correct. Yeah. And this is why, one thing to be careful of, anyone listening, is there is so much information out there on detoxification, and most of it is wrong. So you want to be very careful about detoxes in general if they're not being medically supervised or created by an integrative physician that really understands the three phases of detoxification, what you need in order for those toxins to be removed from your body. So this is really a sugar cleanse diet. So the number one toxin we're removing and cleansing from is sugar. And that can have a profound effect on your risk of diabetes, heart disease. And so, in order for us to be supported through those phases of detoxification, we have selected. So I've selected a super duper shake. It actually tastes good, and it has all the nutrients needed for phase 1, phase 2, and even phase 3 of detoxification. So we want the bowels to be moving. So it's shakes, 1 shake a day. It's a probiotic, and you actually get a month's worth of a probiotic. It's a fiber supplement that's very safe long term. It has some magnesium in it, and you can actually use that for the whole rest of the month. Even though it's 8 days, you have a month's supply of many of these nutrients. They're homeopathic drainage drops, which help with intracellular detoxification. And so, we're supporting you with these physician grade supplements. And in terms of diet, you could eat something like oatmeal for breakfast, or a grass-fed egg. Lunch could be soup, or it could be a salad. We have wonderful snacks and authentic Mediterranean recipes. Actually, my mom's fasolada, my mom's lentil soup is in here. And so we have very authentic recipes. And we also have recommendations for specific food products, like where to get rice crackers and what kind of olive oil should you get, which we've talked about before.
So let's talk about eating out. For those of us who don't cook a lot and who are busy and you got to go eat out, can you do that? And where would you go?
Yes, you definitely can. And one thing that I love about this way of eating, the Mediterranean detox diet that I created after years of like, what can I do to help? Is that this is an authentic way of eating based on how our ancestors ate. So our grandparents, our great grandparents, before we had all this junk food around with ingredients that we can't even pronounce. So you can go to like Thai restaurants, sushi, authentic Mediterranean, but you want to skip the bread basket. You want to skip the pasta unless they have gluten-free pasta. You can even eat pizza on it as long as it's gluten-free. And we do eliminate dairy except for yogurt during the cleanse as well. So
Greek
you
yogurt
can really
you can
go out
have.
and get some really quick and delicious, healthy meals.
So let's talk about gluten, because people get confused about this. They'll say, well, my grandmother ate gluten. Why can't I have it?
That is such a great question. I feel like we need a full show on that, right? Because gluten is not bad, and no food product is really just bad, other than things that we've created in the lab. Those, that's a different story.
Okay.
But in terms of actual food, whole foods, which includes grains, whole grains, wheat is a whole grain. The wheat berries. So where wheat has gone wrong through our civilization is that wheat berries are being bred to have higher gluten content. Now, gluten is what makes that bread really delicious. It pokes those little holes in it and makes it really yummy, but it also can contribute to the sugar levels, how quickly that food is being processed in your body. And if it has been genetically modified or sprayed with toxic chemicals, here we go again, the 8,000 chemicals that end up in our food system. If they're being sprayed by glyphosates, by chemicals that are designed to kill insects, then they're going to have a negative impact on our gastrointestinal system. They're going to have a negative impact on our fertility, on our risk of chronic disease, and many other things that we're seeing in the literature. So gluten is eliminated because gluten and certain dairy products and certainly sugars are the top, and corn as well. Those are the most genetically manipulated and products we have in our food system, and they create inflammation in the gut, similar to what celiac disease would look like for some individuals.
Okay, so basically we do this, again, 8 days is totally doable, though I know that some people, I've done this where you come off of it and you might loosen up a little bit, but you're like, okay, I would rather just keep eating this way because I feel good. And so you find that people will, the idea is it's a reset so that everything in your body is working better, and then you have some healthier habits because you've been doing this for 8 days and you realize, hey, maybe I don't need the Doritos, I can have some fruit instead.
Absolutely. And I think that's the real beauty of this program. It's an 8-day commitment, but it is an opportunity for lifelong changes. It can shift your metabolism. It can get rid of, toxins. It can help with hormones. It can help with lowering cholesterol to the point you don't need medication, reverse diabetes. Like, these are clinically significant changes.
In the
But
8
I
days,
think
all
it's
that
so
can happen?
valuable to see how it makes you feel, how food really makes you feel. I think that's one of the most valuable things about these 8 days. You get to really see what you're craving and how this food makes you feel once you reintroduce it.
Yeah, and I like that, we do fill out a questionnaire ahead of time, and you're supposed to do it before and the end. So you might think, oh, I was fine, and then you realize, oh, look, there is some science. You can see if maybe you had put fatigue up there at a level 7, and all of a sudden it's down to a level 2, that you realize, okay, I've got more energy now. I found that I wasn't hungry. I don't know what is in that shake, but I guess it's a protein shake. There's a lot of crappy protein shakes out there. This is a protein shake that even after the cleanse you could keep taking. But what's in it that makes it so you're full for so long?
Yeah, that's a great question. It is, and I've tried a lot of shakes. One thing I do in my practice, I'll try different things before I recommend something, quality wise. And I found this is the tastiest one. It's number one, it's sugar and stevia free. So the it's all natural sweeteners. And then it has basically a multivitamin in it. And these are very well absorbed nutrients. It has turmeric and ginger and specific amino acids and herbs and supplements that are good for detoxification. So it helps. It's satisfying because it's a vegan based protein. It's pea and rice based, so non-GMO, and it has all these wonderful nutrients in it too. So it's really working well to be satisfying. You can make delicious shakes out of it, as you know. We can make some pumpkin shakes. We could, add some seasonal fruit to it. We can make it really fun.
Yeah, and again, I'm a busy mom. I'm running over. I'm probably not as good as you are about making everything from scratch or running, and maybe you don't, but I've seen you even post, you give a lot of support. You went into Whole Foods and got lunch one time, and you just got a little side right from the hot bar, some vegetables and some tofu. It cost you less than $5, and it was detox approved. So we really can, people will say, well, I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or I don't have this. How do you answer that question? Is this for someone on any budget, and can, everybody do this even with our busy lives?
Absolutely. And that's why I made it 8 days, because it's an 8-day commitment to yourself. And one of the things that's so important, especially for women, for us to really take care of ourselves, So this was an 8-day commitment to yourself to do the best you can. And one of the things we emphasize is you don't have to be perfect. As long as you learn something from
Yeah.
this experience, even if you just shift one thing from this program, you don't have to be perfect. I think we need to stop this orthorexia, thinking we have to be so perfect in everything. This is an opportunity to give yourself a gift of learning how to eat better, learning how to read a label. And you can absolutely do it on a budget. Rice and beans are the hallmark of many traditional diets, including the Mediterranean diet. And that is one of the least expensive meals you can have.
So we can
So
eat rice and
absolutely.
beans. Yeah, we can even buy organic canned beans and some rice that's already been, like brown rice that's frozen, and just have a meal in moments.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things we want to help with is in the guide. We have like a 50-page guide that you get from this program. As you saw, it's pretty lengthy. We change the recipes every season, and we want to make those recipes quick and easy for everyone, because I'm also a busy mom. So I totally get it.
Yeah, you've got twins, you're a doctor. I want to let people know, and I'll put it up again too, but the artemiswellnesscenter.com/Mediterranean/detox/program, that's what you want to do. I will also make sure this is on at Kara Sundlin if you follow me on Facebook, and the CURES Facebook group. The one thing that I think helps is the accountability, because you do all the thinking, and there is a Facebook group. So if you have a question, like our producer did this with me, and she bought an organic frozen meal, and she's like, I know I'm not going to cook lunch, so I'm buying these organic frozen meals. And the functional nutritionist was okay with them. They said, it's a little more salt than I'd like, but we're okay with this. It was certainly better than her maybe going through a drive-through for a fried chicken sandwich.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things, the quick changes that we can make instead of going through the drive-through for, a food that's actually going to have a lot of toxins in it, that's going to lead to diabetes, heart disease, increased risk of cancer later on. You can go to Trader Joe's or go to like a local farmer and get like a sweet potato and put some, eat it with some nut butter, or an apple with nut butter. And then you've actually learned a really important skill for a lifestyle change.
Yeah, an easy snack. We joke that whole foods are fast foods, right? Because really a whole food means something that you don't have to do anything to. So you could just bite the apple. We should wash it first, but nothing's really faster than that. And I do that
that's
now.
One of my favorite snacks too.
I do keep apples on my desk here at work in a jar of peanut butter, because they don't go bad. And when emergencies happen, I figure it can get me through at least a couple of hours till I could go find real food if there's breaking news here, or, life happens. And my question, what about chocolate? Are we allowed to have organic dark chocolate?
Yes, I love that you asked that. And I'm human too, so I love my chocolate as well. So we do include chocolate, and especially now with Halloween, we want to have some really nice treats, like, and even pumpkin seeds are a really great treat, but we do allow for high quality 70% or more dark chocolate, even cacao nibs, because there's actually research showing that this is a health food. It's good for the heart. They've done studies showing that it can help reduce heart disease, but we want to use something that minimizes sugar. So absolutely, you can have some very low sugar hot chocolates, and we can make some really wonderful treats as well.
I'll share, in case people are listening this far. I went to Whole Foods one time to learn how to make a healthy hot chocolate. It was really easy. We microwaved some organic almond milk, and then we just put in real cocoa, like just plain cocoa, and just enough honey to taste. So it was 3 ingredients, and it fills that would be okay on the detox, as long as you were having the organic milk, the no sugar added, and then you add the cocoa and whatever honey, enough that you can take, that it's sweet enough for you.
I love it. And I love that you took that home with you, that recipe. And you can even make it a Mexican hot chocolate by adding a little cinnamon, which actually lowers blood sugar. So
okay.
Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with whole food. That's one thing we really want to educate people about.
But I mean, for myself included, I want to lean out a little bit. And I think, for those of us who are maybe in midlife and you don't know why, you're eating the same things, but you're gaining weight. I know the detox can help. I know sometimes it's hormonal, but calories still matter, right? So if you're going to do a detox and your goal is at the end of it, not only to feel good, but to notice that you've lost some weight, what's the trick there? Do you need to minimize some of your carbohydrates? I mean, there's only so many sweet potatoes someone can eat. You do get into that a little bit, but how do we make sure that you're actually going to get on the path to losing weight, which is so important for a lot of people?
Right. So it's interesting because, even though you can lose weight on this, it's not, a weight loss diet, because a lot of people who go on these weight loss diets, they notice that, given a month, 2 months, a year later, the weight all comes back. And we don't want to contribute to that yo-yo dieting, because that's actually worse for you. So this 8-day reset is a great way to reset your metabolism, identify the foods. And in terms of calories, studies are very clear. There's been amazing studies, scientific studies that show that if you have equal calories and different food items, your metabolism could be very different. So for example, the same number of calories can work very differently in your body if it's full of artificial sweeteners, because people actually crave more sugar when they use the artificial sweeteners. People crave, their metabolism slows down with certain artificial ingredients. So calories are important, but what's more important is removing the toxic substances in our diet. that are making our calories actually not work for our metabolism. So they're making us gain weight and crave more sugar. So in terms of calories, we don't focus on calories. We focus on, whole foods that your body knows what to do with so that your blood sugar doesn't spike, so that you can eat healthy. And then if you want to, really rev it up for weight loss, then we can go even lower carb. So it doesn't mean no carb. That's a very different program. We definitely want to modify and regulate that. But you can go lower carb. So minimize the rice. Do instead of gluten-free pasta, do a sweet potato. Do more protein. But we could definitely help to guide you with that, during the program and afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. So just to be clear, so calories have a role. It's not calories in, calories out like we were taught with math, because a brownie is not the same as broccoli. However, we also, people will say, well, I'm eating all organic, I'm eating all healthy, and I'm gaining weight. You can also still be eating too much. So you're going to learn portion sizes, or the dietitian who works with you will help people determine, okay, this is a good goal for you, that's doable.
Right. So that would be something after the program if someone still wants some more guidance, because it's 8 days. This is your jumpstart. Again,
Yeah.
this is your gift to yourself to jumpstart, to reset, to create the classroom for lifelong healing changes.
Yeah.
And if you still need help afterwards, we have a functional nutritionist, myself, the other doc in our practice. We all are trained in nutrition. And so especially the functional nutritionist can help guide you for the next month or two, or however long it takes for you to be supported with your healthcare goals. In addition, if you still want to lose more weight.
For those who aren't going to do the cleanse, let me just ask you, there's a lot if you want to just take this and dip your toe in it, if you want to make sure that you maybe even doing on your own, can you give us in the last couple of minutes here just maybe 3 foods we should be eating that naturally clean us out? Some people say, well, isn't our body designed to be detoxified? Can't we just do this on our own? So are there some foods and maybe a supplement we could take that people can just start to do this on their own, even if they don't sign up for a moderated program?
Right. So you could definitely go to our website, the, Artemis Wellness Center, and go on the Mediterranean Detox program. And there are 2 steps there. The one step there is signing up for the program. The next step is ordering the supplements. If you are associated with us, or if you want to be, you can definitely click on that link. And there are supplements there you can do, especially if you're already a patient. But so that's one thing. But, in terms of a quick detox, the number one thing you can do is eliminate sugar from your diet. So that, if you want to do something on your own, the best thing to do is look at the labels and look at, you'll be surprised what kind of ingredients, anything with sucralose, anything with dextrose, maltose, sugars, you want to eliminate those. And so that would be the way to do it, is just cut the sugar out and see what happens.
Cut the sugar out, cut the artificial flavors. I remember when I was in my 20s and I went to a functional doctor, I was getting headaches all the time, and he made me do a food log, and we realized that I was having a Diet Coke, which I thought was good, every day at 3, and that was my headache. But he basically said, I don't want you eating anything in a package. Just for the next 21 days, just try to have something that's not in a package. Which I was 21, so I was eating a lot of packaged food, but just let's cut out the packaged food. So if we just cut out sugar and the artificial sweeteners, most of us as human beings are not supposed to be having lab-created stuff. So we might notice a difference in how we feel. And then upping just our veggie intake. We eat a lot of veggies, they naturally kind of house clean.
Yes, and that functional doc you saw, fantastic, because I do see a lot that Diet Coke or diet products are that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
That's what increases cravings. That's what really, it creates a toxin in our environment. So some other particular foods that are really great for detoxification, and we always want to do seasonal, but Brussels sprouts would be great right now. They actually help with detoxification. Broccoli is always good, and it's great for women. It has diindolylmethionine in it, which is good for detoxing and decreasing cancer risk due to toxic estrogens. Beets. So 3 foods, if you want to check out on top of sugar cleansing, would be Brussels sprouts, beets, and go for all the broccoli.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Dr. Artemis Morris, thank you so much. And we'll have all this information. I know they can go to your website at Dr. Artemis, or the ArtemisWellnessCenter.com and just look for it there. You can sign up. It's going to be October 23rd, so you want people to sign up soon so they can get their stuff and follow along. And I'll post this on Kara's Cures, the Facebook page there, or my page at Kara Sunland, so follow me there as well. Thanks so much for being with us, Doc.
Thanks, Karen. It's October 21st.
I'm sorry, October 21st. October 21st. That's a Friday. Now, if people are going to say, I've got a wedding, I've got something on October 21st, you can start a different day, but we'll all be together.
Perfect. Thanks, Kara. See you there.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you want more information on the cutting edge of wellness, you can watch and listen to other episodes of Kara's Cures on the podcast. If this is inspiring to you, save it, like it, share it with your community so more people can have information to help their health. Have a great day, everyone, and be well.